she purposefully left Christina and Christopher out of the will and said that it was reasons that they both knew. If you don't know, now you know. Okay. If that's not Black excellence, I don't even know what to say. What it is, what it ain't, it's your girl Umbrella, and I'm back with another video. This one is a hot one. This one is a juicy one. Are you guys ready? I need to know if you're ready, okay? Anyways, I know some of y'all are ready because y'all have subscribed to my channel and y'all are commenting below. Thank you so much for your interaction and your love and your compassion, and just thank you. Thank you for being you, okay? This is another Celebrities Take Advantage, and this time we are talking about the movie Mommy Dearest that came out in 1981 with based on the story of Joan Crawford's relationship with her and her adopted kids, okay? So this is not a biopic series. This is not going to be a Hollywood control video either, because we're talking about the relationship specifically between Joan Crawford and her daughter Christina, and how toxic it was. Remember, in the last video I discussed the meaning behind the Celebrities Take Advantage is basically when a celebrity is taken advantage of because of their celebrity status, or a celebrity is doing the manipulating and the taking advantage of someone else, whether that's a celebrity or not, okay? And I think some of you will really like this video too, because there's no men involved. It's just women on women. I think I pinned the comment, but someone said both men and women are capable of being manipulators, and you're absolutely correct. So in this video, you're going to see this play out, that a woman can easily just be as manipulative as a man. So we're going to do this even with our own kids. We're going to get into this topic in this video. Make sure that you guys are following along. Make sure that you make sure you peep the new intro, okay? Comment below if you like the new intro, okay? And let's just get right into the video. Okay, so we're gonna start this video off talking about Joan Crawford. I realize that a lot of people don't know who that is, so I'm just gonna break it down a little bit, okay? So Joan Crawford was an actress in the early 1920s. She really got her rise to fame in the 1930s to the 1950s is where she was popping, okay? So some of her famous movies include Mildred Pierce, which I really like, Stray Jacket, I like that one a lot, and Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. That was a really good movie. If you haven't seen that, you need to see that. That's like a thriller type of, you know, movie. And these movies are from, you know, Whatever Happened to Baby Jane was 1960. Stray Jacket was probably like 1950s. And Mildred Pierce was 1945. She was an actress in the early 1900s. She was really good. She was known for a lot of scandal, including, you know, the scandals that were discussed in the movie Mommy Dearest. If you haven't seen that movie based off of her, then you have to see that movie. I mean, it is, if you like cringy stuff, that's a cringy movie, okay? I'm just gonna tell y'all right now, Faye Dunaway did her thing. She looked just like her, for one. She looked just like her. For two, she nailed the erratic, psychotic behavior that is suggested from the book that her adoptive daughter, you know, published in 1978. So I'm just gonna go back to Joan Crawford real quick. She has gotten an award for Best Actress, an Oscar for Best Actress. She was signed to MGM, and then she went to Warner Brothers after you know, they stopped giving her roles, or her career slowed down in the 1940s. That's when she started to adopt children in the 1940s. So in 1940, she adopted Christina and Christopher, her two eldest kids, right? So she eventually would go on to adopt 2 other kids, I believe, 2 twins. A set of twins. Christina and Christopher were the eldest, so they were first. Joan Crawford, she had a lot of husbands coming in and out of her life. I think she ended up having a total of 4 or 5 husbands. So speeding things up a little bit, after she adopted her kids, there was said to be a lot of child abuse going on. From Christina's point of view, of course, from the book. And Christopher, her adoptive brother, he had her back. You know, he definitely, you know, defended her and had her back throughout her claims of child abuse. Between all of the child abuse that was supposedly going on, because I believe it, that's just, you know, I'll get to that later, but she was nominated for 3 more Oscars, but she didn't win. And her career slowed down until she did the movie Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, starring her rival Betty Davis. They in real life did not like each other. You guys will know that if y'all seen the series. I think it was called Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, and it was a series on FX a couple years ago, and it was them 2. Who was the lady? I forgot the ladies that played the 2 of them, but they were so good. They nailed it. But the FX show was really, really good, and it told like the story behind the scenes of how the production of the movie was going, and that they really didn't like each other, so it kind of made the movie, you know, more real, because they didn't like each other in the movie either, and they played sisters. So after she did that movie in 1962, her career slowed down and she became a recluse, meaning she was just staying in the house all the time. She didn't leave the house. Nobody ever saw her again. And this was after 1962. So nobody saw her, knew if she was still alive, whatever. And she ended up actually dying of a heart attack. She passed away in 1977. She was said to be a heavy drinker and a drug addict at the time of her death, which is sad, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get to the relationship with her and her daughter very, very soon. This is the shady part. The shady part is that when it came time for her funeral and for them to read the will, she purposefully left Christina and Christopher out of the will and said that it was reasons that they both knew. What? My thing was, like, at the time of her, of the apparent abuse and everything, she either didn't have the twins yet, or they were so small, they don't fucking remember, what happened. You know what I'm saying? So they were little when all of this was happening. Christina and Christopher were very much aware of everything that was going on. Very much at that age where they can point out right from wrong. So that's shady that she left them out of the will. I think this really created the spark that came from the book Mommy Dearest that Christina wrote a year after her mother died. She wrote this and she published this book because she was furious about her being left out of the will, about it was just one more thing that her mother did to her that just sent her over the edge. From my research, the relationship and the toxicity of the relationship became public when Christina was older. She was like in her 20s, and she was on a TV show on CBS. In this TV show, it was one of those TV shows like Bold and the Beautiful, where it goes live every single day, like a soap opera. Christina got sick one day and she couldn't come on the show, and she was actually really sick in the hospital. And she turns, in the movie you can see this too, she turns on the TV and her mother is literally playing her role. And her mother at the time, Joan Crawford, is 60 something years old, and she's trying to play her role. And what? You can't play my role. You can't do that. You're like a million times older than me. She's saying her lines and actually playing in her place while she's in the hospital. Weird, you know what I'm saying? very, very strange for her to do something like that. And I think other people that watched it felt the same way. Like, what is going on? Why is she playing a 20-something-year-old girl, and she's clearly old as a mug? So that's when their relationship, the toxicity, became public. So a couple of things that were in the movie and were in the movie and that were based off of what came from the book were that, and this is Christina's point of view, she said that her mother would wake the kids up in a drunken rage, making them clean for hours, and she called it her night raids. Like, after she would be having a long day, she would just be drinking, she would just wake them up, make them clean the bathroom, scrub the floors and stuff like that. And I think she got that from her childhood, because her dad was a laundry, he was like she might have had like a OCD, and if you seen the movie, then you know what I'm talking about. She was really making them scrub the floor and everything. And there's a famous scene from the movie where she's like, no wire hangers, and she's like beating her with a wire hanger, like in the middle of the night when she's trying to go to sleep. And you know, it's just crazy. You could tell, like, in the movie that she must have had like a very semi-poor childhood, and she wanted to get far away from it. So a lot of those things from her childhood still followed her and haunted her, and hence the cleaning. Because I think I read in my research that, you know, her mother made her clean the floor, and I think that's what was said in the movie too. I think her mother would make her do the same thing, make her clean the floor. You know what I'm saying? And this is what I mean too. Like, mothers, you should want your kids to be better than you. You shouldn't want your kids to go through the same exact thing that you went through. Sure, you don't want to spoil them half to death. Of course not. But you shouldn't want to victimize and abuse your children because that's what happened to you. Like, do better. Don't do that. She also starved Christina for days because she refused to eat this bloody piece of steak that was barely cooked. The movie, you can see that too. Like, it was, you know, she kept that same plate of food, or tried to make her eat it every single night until it was gone. And she didn't, one time she didn't excuse her from the table until she tried to eat it. One time she put it by her bed to make her eat it. Like, it was just a lot, especially because it wasn't cooked all the way. So she didn't want it. You know what I mean? It's just nasty. Everybody don't like to eat their steak like that. You know, basically just raw. Like, everybody doesn't like that. So definitely not no kid. I don't think no kid should eat no raw. I mean, it was bloody. I think people do like their steaks rare, but they don't want that shit to have blood in it. That's actually nasty. Something that wasn't in the movie was that she would tie Christopher and Christina up at night, and she would tie Christopher up in some type of sleep safe. That's what it said in the research. Some type of sleep safe device where apparently he probably couldn't move around. I don't know. Don't ask me. It sounds crazy. Also would tie Christina up by her legs and by her arms, kind of like a chicken. So picture a chicken on like a little rotisserie. You know, that's kind of how, like, she would tie Christina up, binding her by her feet and her arms at night, which is some torture. Why would you want to do something like that? I actually saw like real footage of, you know, her and her children and stuff. I just felt like it was staged. It didn't seem real. It seemed too good to be true. And it seemed fabricated, like it was a publicity stunt. And it probably I feel like more than 80 to 90% it was like a publicity stunt, because you know how celebrities are. They're always trying to show, you know, the better side to things, or the best. They're living their best life, and that's what she was trying to do. She would record and make home videos, and showing, you know, that the kids were happy and stuff like that. And I feel like she knew. I feel like she did that because she knew it was going to come out, like that she wasn't a good mother. I think she knew it was going to get exposed. So she tried to cover up her tracks by recording these fake ass videos of the kids running around and her being all happy and her being nice, when in actuality she's not a nice person. For me, it's like, if somebody keeps portraying you a certain way, then you probably are like that. If it's like over and over and over again, someone's playing you as like a role or whatever, and it's like they play you the same way, then it's probably like you probably was like that for real. You know what I mean? You know, she would take pictures with Christina, especially around Christmas time, where, you know, it would just be her, Christina, Christopher, and it would be a whole bunch of presents in front of them. But in actuality, she would make them take one present and give the rest away to charity, which is terrible. I mean, why would you can't do stuff like that to a kid. You cannot do that to a kid. You just can't. You can't do that to no kid. You can't put 100 presents in front of them and then tell them to pick one and give the rest away to charity. 2 gifts apiece and let's take it to charity. I think that's wonderful. I don't think that that's necessary. I don't think that that's necessary. I don't think a kid needs 100 gifts, but I'm just saying, don't put it in front of them and then take it away from them. That's not good. That's not what you do as a mother. That's not good. So I think all that shit was staged. She actually choked her daughter out at 13. I guess they got into an argument, and they got into a fight. And, well, yeah, it turned from an argument to an actual physical altercation. And you can see that in the movie as well, that, you know, I mean, in the movie, it just looks horrible. In the movie, like, one of the nannies or the cooks or whatever, she was trying to pull her off of her, and it was just terrible. Like, she literally almost passed out, like, in the movie. So I'm pretty sure a lot of this stuff was true. Like, that's why I didn't do a biopic series, because I could tell all this is true. Like, I mean, and one thing you can't do is just, you know, dismiss someone's experience. Like, everyone, especially from their childhood, like, you know, one thing I know is that I have brothers and sisters as well. So I know that, you know, they may see things differently than I do, but that doesn't mean that my version of the story isn't valid. You know what I'm saying? Like, theirs is valid as well, but so is mine. You know what I mean? My version of the story is different because I have a different position in the siblinghood than them. Like, I'm in the middle of my brothers and sisters, so I have a pivotal point of view, just like they do, but my point of view is being the middle child. So I know, you know, from my middle child experience, I have my own story, you know what I'm saying, and they have theirs. And mine shall not be dismissed. If I chose to do something like that and make a book, you know, who is anybody to tell me what's up? Nobody can really tell me nothing, because it's my truth. You know, my truth is different from your truth. Boom. Oh my gosh, she called the police on her, and the police was basically telling, the police have told, were telling her that she basically had to live with her mother until she turned 18. It was nothing she could do about it. All of this happened before there was any CPS or child abuse agencies. So for Christina to come out with a book dispelling and telling everything that happened in her childhood with the abuse from her mother, and her mother was in Hollywood, like, that was huge. She did huge things for children who have been abused. Like, because she came out with this book, it plateaued everything. I think it made people think, and it also made people want to take child abuse claims more seriously, and even when they come from a child themselves. So I also think it helped that Christina was older at the time when she wrote the book. So it's not like you can say it was written by a child. Like, she's very much so coherent and in her right mind. You know, she's not drinking every day like her mother is. She's sober and she's telling you what's up. So how can you not, like, how can you not just take that? After Joan Crawford passed away in 1977, and then the book came out in 1978, Christina, she stuck to her story, of course, and Christopher backed her up as well. Then, you know, but as the twins got older, they denied the claims of child abuse. They, you know, of course, they said that she was lying and all these other things. I actually seen on TV where Joan Crawford's grandkids were actually saying that Christina was lying, and they never even met her ass. I was like, hold on, did they just say the kids of the twins? So the twins, one of the twins had kids, I think, and they were on TV talking about their grandmother, and they were saying that it was a lie. You don't even know her. You didn't even meet her. You wasn't even alive. That's the thing. It's like, you didn't even meet her. So why would we listen to your point of view? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, especially if you're just watching the damn home videos. Of course, everything's going to look good on video. Christopher actually died in 2006 of cancer. Rest in peace to Christopher, which is sad. Leaving Christina to, you know, with everything, you know, that they had been through, because they stuck together the whole time. And, you know, I know she was probably very sad about that, because that's like, you know, a sibling to me is like your life partner. It's not in a romantic way, but in like a blood, it's like a blood connection. It's like a friendship. It's like a soul tie if you're really that close, and it's worth nurturing. So after they denied the claims, also people that knew Joan Crawford in Hollywood and her employees, all the chefs, all the nannies, all the chauffeurs, and all of them also said that Christina was lying, which is them just trying to save face. All said that they didn't see any child abuse, but they were lying. Poor things, they were lying. They just wanted to keep that check rolling in if they got one. This is really like a hot topic, okay? This is a story. I mean, if you've seen the movie, then you already know. I mean, I feel like The Wheel just proves that, it just proves that there was a toxic relationship. There was an underlying hatred that she had for them. Her to not be able to have kids and adopt kids and treat them like crap is really, really evil to me. Like, really evil. And it was really quick. Like, it wasn't even just evil. It was like she was just being mean. She was really mean to her. Like, especially when they were in the pool and they were racing back and forth, and she was like, I'm always going to beat you because I'm stronger than you, I'm faster than you, I'm older than you. Like, I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. We don't say stuff like that to kids. That's not how you do to kids. No wonder she popped pills when she was 15 and tried to kill herself, because you're just trying to rip the rug underneath her and make her feel like everybody's going to be better than her, and there is no hope of, you know, of her achieving any greatness. I mean, she took her opportunity on TV away from her. Like, every good thing that happened, it seemed like she was just trying to strip her kids of it. So I feel like it was true. Let me know how y'all feel in the comments below. How y'all feel about this topic, how y'all feel about the movie, how y'all feel about Joan Crawford, how y'all feel about the book, Christina's perspective. What do y'all think? What do y'all think about the twins saying that they don't think it's true when they was little, maybe even babies, when all of this was going on? What do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about the grandkids chiming in and they didn't even know Joan Crawford like that? What do y'all think about this topic? Meet me in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.